Hello my loves, Tony here from TL Yarn Crafts and welcome back to my channel. So if you're watching this video, you probably have one of these. Some call it a twisted hank, some call it a skein, but you're gonna call it a mess if you don't prepare it properly. Trust me on this. So how do we turn a twisted hank into a usable cake of yarn? It gets much easier once you have a yarn ball winder and Swift. And today I'm gonna teach you how to use both. All of the supplies I mentioned will be listed down in the description. And before we dive too deep into the tutorial, let's give some love to our Cup of Caffeine sponsor. So I just got this new coffee from my friend Siobhan, who works at Red Rooster Coffee Roasters. Oh my gosh, say that 10 times fast. Well, just know it's absolutely delicious. I'm gonna link that down in the description too. Oh, hey son, how you doing, girl? Just give me a minute. So today's Cup of Caffeine sponsor is Danielle. And when donating, Danielle said, "I love your enthusiasm. It makes me want to keep learning as much as I can about crochet. Your love and kindness shine through in every video you post. Thanks for doing so much for all of us and for being an excellent crochet coach. Hoping peanut butter surgery goes or went well." Thank you so much, Danielle. Oh my gosh. I am clearly still in the Valentine spirit and I am feeling the love. Thanks for asking about Peanut. He hasn't had his surgery just yet, but he's doing fine in the meantime. So I really appreciate you asking. That's my baby. That's my baby boy. All right, lovelies, let's talk winding yarn. First, let me introduce you to the yarn Swift. This one is from We Crochet and it's called an umbrella Swift because it opens like an umbrella. There are lots of different versions of a Swift. Most of them are made of wood, but I have seen some made of plastic or metal as well. There are Swifts that attach to the table like mine, but you can also find tabletop Swifts. No style is especially better than the other. It all comes down to personal preference. I like this umbrella style because I can attach it to my work table without it taking up too much space. Now, if you get a yarn Swift, you're going to want a yarn ball winder, and I started off with this one from Knit Picks. I used this thing for years and it still works perfectly fine. Now, to use it, you would attach this little foot to your workbench and then you can slide it up and down to secure it to the table. From there, you just rotate this handle and then this dowel is going to draw the yarn off of the Swift. You'll notice that the dowel is on an angle and that's what allows us to get those beautiful yarn cakes as opposed to just a twisted tube of yarn. Now, I recently upgraded to this Swift from Fiber Artist Supply Co. and oof, I am in heaven. I like this one because it can actually make larger cakes of yarn and also it's super duper quiet. Listen to this. Nothing. No sound. Oh my gosh, I love it. It also has rubber feet on the bottom, so I don't have to clamp it to a table, but when I purchased, it came with a clamp and I can use it if I want to. I will say that this winder is a little on the pricey side, but with regular maintenance, it's probably the last yarn ball winder you'll ever have to buy. So this one works from a simple pulley system using this little rubber band. When I rotate this disc here, the yarn then feeds from the Swift onto this wooden dowel to make those pretty little cakes. Now let's put it all together and see how it works. We'll start by attaching the Swift to the table. Slide the table into the notch on the Swift, then twist the screw at the bottom to ensure the Swift is secure. Grab your skein of yarn, open the hank, and remove the label. While in the down position, lay the hank over the umbrella, lift the umbrella to open it as far as it will go, then lift the slider and twist the screw to keep the slider under the umbrella. This will keep the umbrella open while you cake your yarn. Next, look through the hank for ties and knots. These are added to the hank to keep the yarn from tangling during the dyeing process. Snip the ties and then loosen or snip any of the knots. Now, one of these knots is going to include the two yarn ends, and you can choose either of those ends to go into the winder and create the cake. I like to fluff and twist the yarn just for a few rotations to make sure there are no obvious tangles. And now comes the fun part. Thread the yarn end through the coil and onto the notch of the winder. Applying a bit of tension to the feeding yarn, begin winding the skein. Focus on consistent speed and maintain that tension. The tension will ensure that you have a tighter yarn cake instead of a loose floppy one. Now, winding yarn does get exhausting, so I called room service for a little snack. Nom, nom. Ah. That's good. It's gonna be a video of you feeding me bacon on the internet. I love you. Snack time is over and we're back to business. Keep winding your yarn until the umbrella is completely empty. Once you're done, wrap the outside strand around the yarn cake and then pull the inside strand out of the notches so you can use the skein as a center pull. And that's it, friends. You're officially a yarn ball winding machine. Now, of course, you don't need a yarn ball winder in Swift to make a usable yarn cake. You can simply place the skein around the back of a chair or around your knees and just wind it with your hands. But honestly, isn't this a lot more fun? I look at winding yarn as a meditative part of my crochet practice, and when I invest in the right tools, it becomes a process that I'm really looking forward to. Now I'm wondering, have you tried a yarn ball winder in Swift? Tell me about your experience down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video or you learned something, make sure you give it a like, and while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel for even more crochet love. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!